Welcome to part 2 of the blood group. Now we are starting the part 2 section of the blood group. So which is about the blood group. Last time I have told up to the ABO blood groups, type of ABO blood groups, what are the consequences of the blood groups. Now we are going to learn about the blood groups, the ABO blood groups. The most important assuring a safe blood transfusion. How to transfuse blood groups safely. And this is a very important factor. As you know, this particular table shows the blood group presentation in human population and the genotypes that gives rise to them. For example, if you're having a blood group A, definitely the RBC antigens will be A and antibodies will be this A. So the genotypes for this particular blood group is capital A or AO. O is always considered as a recessive blood groups. So these are the different types of blood groups that can be easily transfused to different persons without any problem. Why a blood group A? Blood group A blood group must never be given to a group B person. Why? Very important point. Giving someone blood from the wrong ABO blood group could be very fatal. Why it should be fatal? The reason is that the antibody A in group B attacks group A cells and vice versa. Blood group O negative is a different story because here we find different genotypic consequences. So by the different consequences we can transfuse blood group O negative blood group O. Then we come to the very important factor, that is the rhesus system, rhesus factor, which was first discovered from rhesus macaca monkey. Its goal molecule and this rhesus antigen is found to be present in human also. And some of us, if we don't know if it present in the blood in RHD positive, if not, it is negative. So if you find the RH factor present inside your blood, it should be regarded as positive. If not, then it should be regarded as negative. So some people in group A will have it and will therefore will consider as A positive, as A positive. If they don't have the RH factor, they will be considered as A negative. So this is what about your RS factor. RSS antigens are transmembrane proteins, very important. They are the transmembrane proteins having the loops exposed at the surface of the red blood cells. They are the RH antigens are the transmembrane proteins with loops exposed at the surface of the red blood cells. They appear to be used for the transport of carbon dioxide and amino across the cell membrane. Very important point. Why they are present? They appear to be used for transport of carbon dioxide and ammonia across the plasma membrane. They are named from the rhesus monkey in which it was first discovered. The RBC that are Rh positive express the antigen designated as D. Positive D. Rh antigen is designated as D. 85% of the population is RhD positive, whereas the 15% is of Rh negative factor. The Rh blood group and Rh incompatibility. If a person with Rh blood does not have Rh antibodies naturally in the blood plasma, so what are the results that will be produced? So Rh positive having a genotype capital R or a capital R small r. So alleles are R, capital R, and in the second factor either capital R or small r. And for negative it is always recessive, that is smaller. So according to the above blood group system, we can denote that either there are 8 types of blood groups. One is ARS positive, ARS negative, BRS positive, BRS negative, ABRS positive, ABRS negative, O positive, RS positive, O negative accordingly. So a person with RH negative blood can develop RH antibodies in the blood plasma if he or she receives blood from a person of RH positive blood whose RH antigens can trigger the production of RH antibodies. That means If a person with Rh negative blood group can develop the Rh antibodies, they have the power to develop the antibodies in the blood plasma. If that particular person receives blood from a person with dominant Rh factor, so a person without Rh factor will produce Rh antibodies if its blood is transfused from other persons. So Rh antibodies can be produced. A person with Rh positive in its blood can receive blood from a person of Rh negative without any problems. They won't develop any antibodies. Got it? Rh positive is already present, so they won't, because an Rh positive is a dominant factor, so definitely they won't produce or they won't create any problem. Why is Rh incompatibility so dangerous when ABO incompatibility is not during pregnancy? Most antibody, antigen A or anti-B are the IgM factors, large molecules, and does not cross the placental membranes. In fact, an Rh negative type O mother carrying an Rh positive type AB or AB fetus is resistant to sensitization to the Rh antigen. Got it? Because the plasma membrane is very sensitive and the dominant factor present in its fetus will prevent the exchange of materials. So her anti-A and antibody B destroys the fetal cells that enter her blood before they can produce or elicit antibodies in this. So which is very fatal and the baby will be destroyed accordingly. Rh during pregnancy, the phenomenon has led to an effective preventive measure to avoid Rh sensitization. It's very important. After each birth of Rh positive baby, the mother is given an injection of anti-Rh antibodies or rogum is given. Shortly after each birth, an Rh positive baby, the mother, is given an injection of anti-Rh not to produce anything. These passively acquired antibodies destroys any fetal cells that got into a circulation before they can elicit an active immune response within a body. So this has been done to prevent any of the cells, fetal cells which has been sensitized by this Rh factor will not get active within her body and cause problem. Blood transfusion, who can receive blood from whom? Universal blood O group is regarded as the universal donor, AB a universal receiver. So accordingly O can give blood to all the factor, A can receive from all of them. So it is a universal recipient and is giving to universal donor. It is regarded as a universal donor. So these are the blood groups present, AB different types, and these are the antibodies. These are different types of antibodies. O doesn't contain any antibodies, antigens, sorry. These are the antigens, and the antibodies, AB doesn't contain antibodies, whereas O contains both A and N antigens, can give blood to this fellow, this fellow, this fellow, O can give to everybody and receive from this all. So universal recipient, universal donor, both of them is regarded as. Thank you for joining my class, and this is by KB. And for more materials and slide of every medical subject, each and every subject, you can get everything on this two particular website. Okay, now just log on, subscribe my part 3, which is very important.